Coming up,
It has like a very nice smoky flavor.
this chef shows us a secret to making any veggie taste delicious without making it unhealthy. I visit a sports therapist to experience this ancient technique used for modern issues. And we run with the big dogs at a state-of-the-art vet. All of that and more is today on SoFlo Health. Hello and welcome to SoFlo Health. I'm Hunter Frankie and welcome to Macros 101. We're taking you to class today, and by class, I mean our small conference room. Macros is just short for macronutrients, which we in the fitness community use to track our calories, and you are constantly doing whether you're tracking it or not. So we want to help you understand that today, but before we go any further, I'm going to need you to come here for a second. I have something to tell you. And editor, help me out here for a second. Nutrition labels are inaccurate by up to 20% according to the FDA. So we know it's not a perfect science, but it is a useful tool if you decide to use it. So you can file your complaints with the FDA or our complaints department. Now, the first thing you need to know, you probably already know a good portion of it, which there are 3 macronutrients: protein, fat, carbs. They all have a certain amount of calories per gram that you consume. When it comes to protein, that is 4. When it's fats, you get 9 calories per gram. And carbs are also 4. Why fats are the outlier? I don't know, but more in just a bit. I'm inside the Collab, part of Thesis Hotel, and it's a modern American cuisine that has Mediterranean and Asian influences. And that's a fancy way of saying that I'm here to see Chef Nico to showcase that cuisine and get some tips on how you can make your healthier food taste even better. This is the library, which looks great, but we're about to head over to the kitchen and then the dining room, so follow me. This is Chef Nico here at the Collab. Chef, thanks for having us in today.
Thank you. Thank you for being here.
Well, this looks like some fresh, tasty ingredients in front of us.
Yes.
What are you making?
So we're going to do a salmon sashimi, and we're going to do a nice citrus dressing with blood orange and yuzu and lemon. We're going to finish with apple chutney.
All right, well, let's get into it and we'll talk more about it as we go along.
First, we're going to slice our salmon.
Wow, some good looking salmon.
So now we're going to wrap the salmon around what we call nashi pear or Asian pear. Now we're going to put the blood orange dressing over it. We're going to add the apple chutney on top, a little bit of cucumbers, and a couple segments of blood orange.
So you've got some crunch, you got some acidity, some sweetness, you got the fish that's the star.
Yeah, it's like everything basically that you need. And there we go, we have it.
Look at that, a beautiful shareable dish. I see some leek. Chef, what's next?
It's the roasted leek. Back home, like my great-grandfather used to make, we do like a leek, roasted leek salad. I kind of tried to take that on, but just try to take it to another level. So we put it in the wood oven over there for about 15 to 20 minutes until it gets completely dark. And when you think, wow, this guy can cook, everything is burned. No, it's not, you know. So we're gonna open it.
Oh, look at that.
Now inside, you got the good stuff inside. And then we're gonna serve that with so it's Kalamata olive and sun-dried tomato vinaigrette. So There's a little bit of Greek olive oil, a little bit of lemon juice, a little bit of oregano, and then just to bring in a little bit of my Asian background, we're gonna do a miso aioli, just to bring a little bit of creaminess, not too much.
Beautiful.
And there we have it.
One more dish to prepare before we head to the table. Chef, what do we have?
So here we're gonna have roasted beets and carrots, heirloom carrots, red beets. We have a little bit of a non-fat Greek yogurt.
Okay.
There's a little bit of tahini, dill, lemon juice, and then we're gonna finish everything with a nice pine nut gremolata. And there we have it.
There we go. All right, well, let's take a look at this. Chef, what do you say I go meet you at the table and we'll taste and we'll talk?
Okay, sounds good.
All right, great.
Yep.
See you over there. All right. Where we left off, 4 calories per gram of protein, 9 calories per gram of fat, and 4 calories per gram of carbs. Now, everybody has a different philosophy on this, but my thought is everyone needs all of these, and that's why we have them and use them. 4 calories per gram of protein, 9 calories per gram of fat, and carbs are 4 calories per gram that you consume. They're all important, everybody needs all of them, And protein is helping you maintain your muscles. Fat is helping you maintain your hormones. And carbs are helping you with short and long-term energy. Yes, I know that calories are energy, and all of these will give you energy in some form or another, but the point is, you need all of them, so don't demonize just one of them. This is Lindsay. We are, of course, in Publix. Lindsay, it's always so good to see you.
Yes, you too. Thanks for being here.
Of course. We're in the grab and go section, so let's maybe go down the aisle here, maybe grab something.
That's right. All of these are great options at lunch or even at a quick dinner when you're on the go. That is what our section here is all about. And we have some really neat flavor varieties. We also have things for the family.
Yes, and the good news is that Publixes are everywhere. And if you're in a pinch, you can always find a Publix and get something to eat.
And we have a variety for everybody. Whatever your flavor is that you're interested in, we have it.
But this isn't the only way that we can grab and go, right?
We have a number of different options, and we can go check out our meals for one if you'd like.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
Lindsay, where are we now?
We are now over at our seafood section where we have some meals for one and some different prepared food options that I wanted to show off to you today.
Great.
And here I have one of my favorites, the cheesy spinach stuffed salmon.
Nice.
So that is all the ingredients in the box. You just simply stick it in the oven.
And it's great to have a seafood option because there are more options out there for quick grab and go, things that are more either carbohydrate heavy or there's, typically chicken, things that people are used to, but that is certainly something people seek out.
Yeah, new variety, but we also have different options if you're not into seafood. We have the chicken options. We also have one with a burger in it.
Nice.
So all kinds of, whatever you want, we have options for you here in our meals for one section.
Yeah, and if you're feeling a little more adventurous and you trust yourself, you could even add something to it and spice it up. You don't have to keep it just as it is, but it does most of the work for you, no matter what.
That's right.
Perfect. Well, is there anything else we should know?
I think the big thing is just come on out. Check out your local Publix and see what kind of varieties we have.
Lindsay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Of course. More of my Macros 101 class, and we taste the food from the collab when SoFlo Health returns.
Focusing on you. From your team of experts at Sylvester Comprehensive Cancer Center, South Florida's only National Cancer Institute designated cancer center.
A routine visit to check his vision left Michael Smith in shock when he learned he had cancer.
I'd never heard of it before, and I like that. That's the first time I ever heard of it.
Michael had uveal melanoma, a rare form of eye cancer, says Dr. Jose Lutsky, a medical oncologist specialized in advanced skin cancers at Sylvester Comprehensive Cancer Center.
Uveal melanoma is actually a rare disease. It's only 4% of all melanomas, but it's the most common cancer of the eye.
When Michael's cancer spread to his liver, Dr. Lutsky suggested a new treatment as part of a clinical trial.
There are myriad clinical trials underway here at Sylvester to treat patients with melanoma. Michael received engineered T-cell receptor therapy, which so far is showing promising results.
We take the T cells from the peripheral blood and modify them in the lab in a way that they target some of the antigens that are in the tumor. Almost immediately, some of the palpable tumors on his skin started to shrink.
Within 5 days, I couldn't feel it no more.
Michael has a message of hope during Skin Cancer and Melanoma Awareness Month.
Really giving more hope that I have more time, or it'll actually get rid of the cancer.
Welcome back to SoFlo Health. I'm Hunter Frankie. This is Nico. He's the executive chef of the collab where we are right now. So, Nico, what do you think I should start with?
Let's start with the sashimi.
The sashimi?
To kind of open your palate with the citrus.
I'm gonna scoop one up here.
I know you mentioned earlier you love citrus, so hopefully that,
I do love citrus. That's my
meets your
favorite.
expectation.
Oh yeah, that is so good. I think I'm gonna finish up with the leek here because you said it's your favorite. I gotta give it a shot.
You're gonna need your knife for that one.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab the whole one here and cut it over here.
Nice. I'm kind of excited to see what you think about that.
No,
one.
I'm excited to taste it. Wow, that's actually my favorite. and my favorite way to eat vegetables, which is prepared by a world-class chef. So thank you so much for all of this. It's very, very good and a fun way to be able to eat some healthy food that's also delicious.
The collab is what you see here, you know, shareable dishes, very different flavor, and you know, walk out of here and you feel like good about yourself.
Well, I feel great. So thank you so much. If
welcome.
people would like to find out more about the collab, how can they?
You can find out online on the TC's website.
Chef, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Of course.
Thank you.
Now, some of you may be thinking that I don't need to tell you to just eat more or eat less to gain or lose weight, but with over 2/3 of Americans being overweight or obese, according to Harvard University, I think we do need a refresher. So let's say your maintenance calories are 2,000. That's great, but tracking that every single day stresses you out. Maybe you're willing to even track the food that you eat, but going over 2,000 a day, that just makes you a little bit anxious. Well, you can also take this number, multiply it by 7, and now it's 14,000 per week. Guess what? Your body's pretty adaptable. It doesn't really care if you ate 1,500 calories on Thursday and then 2,500 calories on Friday, or if you had 2,000 each day. Those small to even medium-sized fluctuations aren't going to make a huge difference over the course of a week. All of this is about to happen to me. That is the Graston technique, cupping, massage, and more, and it's all to address my shoulder blade. I have a little bit of a restriction, thankfully very minimal discomfort, but I'm here at 5 Element Wellness Center to meet athletic trainer Brianna to see if she can help. Let's go meet her. This is Brianna, the athletic trainer that did all of this to me. So Brianna, for those watching, what did we do here?
We did cupping, we did Graston, we did stretching, some mobilization techniques. So we did a little of a lot.
Yes. Why did you start with the Graston tool and what did you do with it?
So with the Graston tool, you know, you're moving along those muscle fibers, helping to break down those knots and adhesions. You're getting that more mobility in that layer.
And you mentioned the cupping, which I clearly have some marks from.
Good ones.
Now, why do I have, you know, for example, this one here is kind of faint, and then I've got a couple very dark ones here. What's happening?
So the more tension and the more inflammation that you have in an area, the more blood is needed to heal those areas. It's just the way the body is healing itself, because you're creating a micro damage to the area to kickstart that healing process. And when I say micro damage, I don't mean anything that's going to be like a negative impact. Like when we work out, we create micro tears in our muscle to lay down new muscle. It's just the way that the body...
People go get facials where they're getting needles, micro needles in their face doing the same thing.
Exactly.
Great. So this is all, everything we did today was a modality to trigger your body to do some of the work.
Correct.
And if people would like to learn more about this or more about what you do, how can they?
Give us a call at the office. Go on our website. We're on social media, Facebook, Instagram. Best way, just come in and see us.
Great. Well, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for coming in and getting treated.
Of course. I can't wait to see how this goes.
You got some good ones.
Our good friend Dr. Sofer has a new Hollywood location and some new programs, so here's the doctor to tell us more. Dr. Sofer, good to see you again.
Great to see you as always, Hunter.
How is everything?
We've got this great hometown health kind of environment here that we've built over the last 20 to 30 years, culminating in an area that is growing downtown Hollywood situation that just makes it for a really great and inviting environment for our patients from all of South Florida.
Can you show me around?
I'd love to. Come.
Let's do it.
We've got about 6,000 square feet that we designed really to take the best elements of the hospital experience and put it in kind of like a hometown health scenario. So everything's kind of under one roof, clean, nice, and really not intimidating to make people feel welcome.
So Dr. Sofer, you have the vein health, you've got cardiology, and recently you've added weight loss. Tell me about that.
We have some of the best of the best. We have a weight loss specialist who's here. Together we kind of wrote a book on some of the new GLP-1 medications, these Ozempic type medications, and what might be best for the particular individual.
I've been doing weight loss for many, many years, and there's some really exciting new options on the market that I'm very familiar with. People are losing 20, 30, 40, 50 pounds with the least side effects and the most affordable prices out there.
Is there anything special you have for women here that maybe they wouldn't find somewhere else?
Actually, yes. We offer preventative services like pap smears. We prescribe patients to do their mammograms and their ultrasounds, and we do pelvic exams. I'm very enthusiastic about primary care, about preventative medicine, and about weight loss. And I'm really, really welcoming of new patients in our new community center. And I just love what I do.
If people would like to find out more about what you're doing here, how can they?
So we have a great website, SoForHealth.com. We also have, some books on Amazon that describe what we're doing, or they can watch some of your segments on SoFlo Health.
Thank you so much, Dr. Sofer.
My pleasure, Hunter. Thank you.
Whether you have feet or paws, SoFlo Health has you covered after the break. If you've been following along with our Macros 101 class, then you now know what proteins, carbs, and fats are, and we even gave you a way to figure out how many calories you need. Welcome back to SoFlo Health. I'm Hunter Franke, and if we continue on with our class, you may wonder, well, how the heck do I split up my diet? Well, there are 3 examples here that are right on tdcalculator.net, which we gave you earlier as a reference, and it will do this for you. And you can always customize these. It's all personal preference here, and we encourage you to experiment to find what works best for your body. So as you can see, in red we have proteins, in blue we have fats, and in green we have carbs. So there's the balanced diet where it's pretty much an equal portion of carbs, fats, and proteins. Then you have low carb diets and high carb diets, and there are more extreme versions of all of these. In fact, there's an 100% protein diet if you're eating the carnivore diet. And keto would be an extreme version of low carb. So low carb, as you can see, small amounts of carbs, high amounts of fat and protein. High carb, high amounts of carbs, and this is what I do. That's what works best for my body because I have an issue digesting fat sometimes. And if you have similar issues, then you're gonna wanna keep watching SoFlo Health. If your bunions are burning, you're going to want to stay tuned because we're here at Mount Sinai Medical Center to meet with Dr. Vulcano, who's going to tell you about bunions and what you can do to solve them. So let's go meet the doctor. This is Dr. Vulcano. Doctor, thank you for your time today.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. You've got a foot in your hands here. Tell us, what are we talking about today?
So today we're going to be talking about a bunion deformity. What that means is that this bone, called the first metatarsal, instead of being nice and straight, over time can start to swing inside. And as it swings, it creates this painful bump and prominence that can be uncomfortable, especially in tighter shoes.
And what can people do about it?
You have a conservative approach, or rather a non-operative approach. You can use a toe spacer that keeps the toe straight, a bunion sleeve. It's a silicone sleeve that you can apply over the bony prominence to pad the area. And of course, you can use wider toe box shoes. Otherwise, you have a surgical approach to correct the deformity.
And once the surgery takes place, is that a permanent fix?
Yes. Overall, it's a fairly successful procedure with a relatively low recurrence rate.
And what does the procedure look like from the patient's perspective? What should they expect if they're looking to do this?
Currently, there are about 200 different types of bunion surgeries. The one I specialize in is a minimally invasive surgery, which I pioneered in the United States in 2017, where through little tiny keyhole incisions, we cut the bones and we realign them straight.
What would you say to the person who is in a lot of pain because of their bunion, but they're like, ugh, surgery sounds like a lot, I don't want to deal with it?
With the minimally invasive surgery, I really have a lot of patients that say, you know what, had I known it would have been like this, I would have probably done it years ago. I have other patients who many years ago had one side operated on with a traditional surgery, and now they just can't tolerate the pain on the other foot, which they put off for years, if not decades. And when they do the minimally invasive surgery, saying, oh my God, this is night and day compared to what I had done in the past.
Great. Well, if people would like to learn more, how can they?
They can either visit our institutional website or give us a call, make an appointment.
Great. Well, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much for having me.
You got it. Chewy is known for being a one-stop shop for pet supplies, whether it's food, meds, or you need toys, anything. They've got it, and now they also have veterinarian services. And right here in Plantation is their first location with Chewy Vet Care. Let's go meet the president of Chewy Health, Mita, to learn more. I'm now joined by Mita, who is the president of Chewy Health. Mita, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me, Hunter. So excited to be here.
Of course, for Chewy customers, how is being a part of the Chewy ecosystem beneficial?
For example, we have a pet insurance and wellness plan. So it really kind of gets you the accessibility and affordability aspect of kind of coming into the vet very easily. We have a telehealth platform called Connect with the Vet, so it's free for all Chewy customers. We charge you nothing, but the vets are available to you to actually answer questions, triage your problems. They have access to and they can actually see medical records.
I came with Mila Betsy to Chewy Vet Care about 3 weeks ago, and it was fantastic. Being a part of Chewy has been super helpful for this experience because it kept everything in one place. So as soon as we left the appointment, I actually just had those records readily available on the app, so I took a quick screenshot and sent it over to my daycare.
This is Dr. Heather. Doctor, thanks for having us in today.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to show you what Chewy Vet Care is all about.
Great. Where are we right now? This looks like a living room.
So we are right now in our comfort room. So it helps pets when they come in and they're very anxious not feel like they're in an animal hospital.
And this all looks pretty high tech at the same time. So what are we dealing with here?
This is our exam room screen, and this will kind of walk that client through the entire process.
And where are we now?
So this is our dentistry area. We do full anesthetic dentals here. On that corner here, you can see our anesthesia monitor. Up here, which is going to monitor all the vitals and make sure our patient is doing well under anesthesia. And then this unit right here is a high-speed dental unit. So it is the same machine that you're going to have when you go to your dentist.
A common theme here is it's comfort for the doctor, it's a comfort for the patient, the dog, and a comfort for the owners as well.
Absolutely. All right, and this is our operating room. So this is where surgeries are going to take place, and we can provide any array of surgeries here, from preventative surgeries like spays and neuters, all the way up to complex surgeries as well.
I think we've got one last bit of tech to check out.
So behind me you can see our digital radiology system here. We have the capability of providing x-rays for the entire body, our chest, our belly, any limbs, extremities.
If we'd like to learn more, how can we?
Come visit us online and schedule an appointment.
Great, thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Welcome back to SoFlo Health. I'm Hunter Frankie, and we have been going over Macros 101 in this episode. Thanks for sticking with me. I know it was a lot of information. And here are some helpful tools before you go. You can get yourself a digital scale. Use a calculator like tdcalculator.net. There are plenty of apps to make this whole process so much easier, so you barely even have to measure anything. They track it all for you, like MyFitnessPal or Noom, Calorie Counter, and so many more. Plus, there are, of course, nutritionists, doctors, experts, and trainers out there that can help you reach your fitness goals. But here's the key: none of this works if you don't do it. That's all for this week's episode of SoFlo Health. Are you on a fitness journey yourself? If so, share with us using @SoFlo Health, and you can also watch previous episodes of SoFlo Health for ideas using SoFloShows.com. Until next time, it's goodbye and good health.